Team presents.
First, I want to say welcome to another episode of the Jokatech podcast. This episode is based around workout goals, trends, commodities, etc. There's something I noticed in my research, I've really been working out on a organized level, you could say, since I was 15. So it's been a while. It's been over 16 years that I've been working out. I joined the weight team in high school at about 15 years old, maybe 14 if I'm recalling correctly. And I always trained to try to make gains as quickly as possible. But over the years, I learned flaws in my training methods and in a lot of what I was taught. And I adapted over the years. But most recently, the new leg of growth I've experienced is I've realized there is a difference between the guy who can power lift 500 pounds and the guy who can spar for 12 rounds. They're just fundamentally different. Now, what can be deceptive is in CrossFit, I don't want to say the illusion is sold. CrossFit accepts the fact that it's unachievable to go to both extremes. That's something that I've never been able to bring myself to accept until recently, especially as the years go by. CrossFit finds a healthy balance between the two and finds a way to push for endurance in multiple different tasks. Now, I've taken the CrossFit approach before CrossFit even existed. But when it comes to balance, that's something that I never really applied to the proper level. Looking at old videos of mine and looking at old workout regimens and logs that I had throughout the years, I really don't think I was on the level that I am today back then. But I was powerlifting quite a bit more. Now, today I went to the gym and I'm thinking, okay, I'm 32 years old. I've been out of the game a little bit. I'm not hitting the gym 5 days a week like I once did. But I wasn't either a couple of years ago when I was training for the marathon. I didn't always do 5 days. I did 3 at times. But anyway, what I've been noticing is I go into the gym today. I hit the treadmill. I do 2.25 miles. Running's not an issue for me. Time is an issue. I don't like going into the gym and spending 5-6 hours every single day, and it seems like it's hard for me not to do that. So I've been trying to find a way to streamline my workouts and get back to when I used to go for an hour and a half, and kill every body group. So I go in there, I do my 2.25 miles, I stop, I come downstairs, and I'm a little drained at that point, but I go straight to the weights. Start off with my warm-up set. I hit 18 or 19 reps on 225, which is rudimentary. That's about right where I've usually been. But then when I go for the heavyweight, now I understand it's been a while since I've lifted, but I'm a guy that I used to rep 3 plates. When I was last lifting regular, I know it's repetition and it's familiarity and it's muscle memory, but I'm a guy who, I look at these guys in the gym today and it's such unfamiliar territory for me to be at the weight section and looking around and seeing people that are lifting more than I'm lifting. It's a very weird feeling because it's never been like that. But I've been experiencing that. And when I go to hit the 3 plates, I only hit it for 2 reps and they were difficult reps. And I'm just like staring off into space like, what is going on? But then I'm looking at the fact that I'm sparring, or I would say I'm training, doing boxing, 6-7 hard rounds, something that I wasn't doing before when I was powerlifting. As a matter of fact, it was a far cry from that. And the thing about it is, I'm just realizing you're working different muscle fibers, different muscle groups, and I'm realizing this to a whole new level. I've heard Some people have fast twitch muscle fibers, some slow twitch. You have guys that are built for power, but they gas quickly, like Rumble Johnson. Then you have guys like DC, don't have a lot of muscle mass, but they can go like a motor on a, for several rounds. But I'm realizing it to a whole new level now. When you shoot for both extremes, you hit a wall. Because the thing about it is, it's difficult to be both guys. I'm realizing that it's just about impossible. It's impossible. Because once your body is trained and conditioned for endurance, your muscle structure morphs. And your muscle structure is completely designed for endurance. So I can go several rounds without gassing. And the lactic acid, doesn't build up and shut my arms down like it does when I was powerlifting. But for me to get back to powerlifting, I'm gonna have to sacrifice that. It's like it's like two different body types. They can't coexist. I'm struggling with the 3 plates and I'm like, wow, this is weight that I used to rep. I've never had this feeling where I dread throwing on the 3 plates. I used to jump at it. Now I'm sitting here like, man, am I gonna get this set up? I even almost failed on one set. I was doing one of my burnout sets and I had to put it on the second rung because I couldn't even push for the last rep. Then I'm seeing, guys I watch on YouTube that are going on the isolation shoulder press machine and they're hitting 3 plates. This is something that wouldn't be a thought to me back in the day. I'm over at the dumbbells and I'm just looking at it like, man. Now the dumbbells at the gym, customarily, they go up to 150s. I'm looking at the 125s like, man, I used to incline those. Now it's a dream for me to even touch those flat. Because I've lost those muscle fibers that pump. So it's almost like a stubborn dream of mine is like finding that balance, but it's just something that's tough to do. You watch these guys that are throwing up weight, and I'm looking at them like, man, that used to be me. I used to be the guy, not horrible cardio and endurance, but just not elite level. But I could power lift. Because those muscle fibers were primed for power, like the large, slow twitch. They were primed for power. So I could power up weight, throw up big weight. And it's like now I'm just have a totally different body type. I've leaned out. And I did it purposefully because some time ago, I was getting up to, and it's like I wasn't in bad shape. And that's what kind of makes me look back and say, man, you know what? I almost kind of miss those days. I wasn't in horrible shape, but I wasn't lean, and I didn't have the functionality that I have now. But I was like 215, close to 220, and I was throwing up big weight. That's back when I was touching 350, 365 on a regular, and even that I wasn't really pleased with because at that time my max was like 385, and I was pushing for 400, which I should have had at that time too. I was stuck on 385 for a long time, but there was just something wrong with the way I was training, and I just couldn't get over the hump, so I kept failing at 400. Now, I dread to even try 400 or 385. I haven't even touched, I think the most I've touched recently, and it's not even recent, like maybe a couple or a few months ago, I think I touched 335 or something like that. That wasn't happening today, that's for sure. And you can feel when you don't have the power. You can feel when you're using power to lift on the bench and when you're using all strength. Like when you just don't have any power, you don't have any push. But my mission is just to get it back. I haven't been powerlifting regularly, and it's like I got to get my body back to that state. That's my mission. I mean, it's a stubborn mission, but it's one that I definitely am absolutely obsessed with. 2 different body types.
Balance.
See, that's why when we see a boxer, when I train as a wrestler and when I train as a boxer, my coaches always told me, leave the weights alone. You just can't do it. You can't spar, compete for long rounds and for endurance hitting heavy weight. Vice versa. So now I've learned the next barrier. That's my next obstacle. I can't accept it. Anyway, that's my little update there.
Nowadays, there's no art. There's no art.
It's a dilemma. I'm a little pissed at myself.
There's no start. Lost in a screenplay with no plot. You remember the Jokatech. You can bow to the force when the flow connect. I can elevate minds with a little sunshine and bring the sunset. Better show respect. My little black pearl got fed to the game. Now the whole world's gonna know my pain. Mother of the beast like Akazawa. The Nakaraga better know my name. What?
Bounce.
I'm a slave to the force of the middle, hold thrones, never mind, hold on to the riddle. Never no pose, ain't tough, and the question never less don't go, just know for a little. Worlds at war, still separate, lost brothers like sand from the shore. Belligerent, a lot of fire diligence, I compare us to like chaff to a core. A soldier, weapons intelligent, bans to irrelevance, I never knew fear, like flight to an elephant. Hold back? Never, only get one shot slimming on a lever. I watch brother and sister separate through faith, funnel through a cyclone, back to the plate. All strangers to this game, all racing this game, all my phones going through maze. Back to the center like we on Tai Chi, fight for my life, my name's Ali. Looking up to you is Frost Leonardo, but now these dudes, they got nothing on me. Nowadays there's no heart, there's no art. I can't shed a tear in the middle of the battle. There's no start, lost in a screenplay with no plot. You remember the Jokatech. You can bow to the force when the flow connect. I can elevate minds with a little sunshine and bring the sunset. Better show respect. My little black pearl got fed to the game. Now the whole world's gonna know my pain. Mother of the beast like Akazawa. The Nakaraga better know my name. What? Tripping over success in a free fall. You cut throats to get it, now you want tears. Wouldn't we all? Never knew home, never knew room, never knew style. You were so close. And now you got nowhere to go. Running for the fame. Try to change the game. Ain't nothing ever gonna be the same.